Thank you. I forgot about to give us the clap. And, and here we go.
I don't want it.
Welcome back to the Fishing, Not Catching
Podcast.
Oh, yeah. Man, it's groovy in here.
Sean cannot hear it.
He has no clue what's going on right now.
We forgot to mention that he needed to bring some headphones to be on the podcast, and so all he can hear is what me and Matt say.
That was a little loud, wasn't it?
It was perfect. I mean, it was an intro.
Look, we can fade it out like that. Look there. I'm like...
Dude.
I
Very tech savvy.
I could be a DJ, brother.
You should be.
Welcome. This is Sean Lawless. We got Sean. We got a guest on here. Like, how freaking official are we?
We've made it.
Say hello, Sean.
I feel honored. Thank you.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
And where the heck are we, by the way? Like, what is going on right now? Like, we don't even know where we're at.
Yeah, we made a very last minute decision, like 9 o'clock last night. I got a text from Victor from Land Shark Outdoors, and he was like, yo, Mullet have showed up. I caught some tarpon today. I was like, oh, crap. Let's do it. So I called Matt. I called Sean. I found out today that Matt was in the middle of something they call tub time. We didn't get into...
I can't get into too many specifics, Brad, but
there was no details.
Tub time is a very sacred time for me and my wife.
Yeah. Let's just say he said that he was walking into his room naked with a glass of wine.
And I get a text from Brad asking if I want to drive to Jupiter, Florida.
And 45 minutes later, he responded.
Yeah, that's right. It took a little bit of time, but I got back to you, Brad.
Yes, so here we are. We left this morning for Jupiter, drove 9 hours, and found us a last-minute Airbnb.
Yeah, so we're in Jupiter, Florida.
We needed somebody to help pay for all this stuff, so we brought Sean with us.
You even have some residual. You're not going to be able to see it in the camera, but you have some residual spider web. There was a spider web on the bed at this Airbnb.
Yeah, that's the room we put Sean in.
So Sean's there, but he got the master room. Yep. We gave it to him because Sean, he's a little bit older than us. We want to make sure he's got his own space.
Got to take care of the old man.
Big bed, wants to be able to sprawl out. So we're taking care of you, Sean.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
If you're not familiar, this is Sean Lawless from the Lawless Tide.
Did we introduce
YouTube channel? I don't think so.
Oh yeah, check him out on YouTube.
He does a lot of cool kayak fishing and a little bit of everything over in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida.
Pretty freaking legit. So why don't you tell us, Sean, about your story a little bit about YouTube? Why don't you go and just fill us in, like, give us like the 2-minute elevator pitch of like where you started and where you ended up and what's going on with you.
All right, about 5 years ago, I'd never even been to Florida. So
5 years ago,
never even been
to Florida.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and my wife she's from Pensacola, so
you might want to just scoot. Yeah,
okay.
Keep it up.
Talk to the mic.
She's
he has no headphones.
She's from Pensacola, so she's always wanted to come back. She finally talked me into coming back, and like we were here 3 days, and I was like, "Oh, you want to move here?" We're from Oklahoma, so this is like way better than Oklahoma.
A little bit different.
Yeah. And so we started looking for a house on the way back from that trip, and found one. It's the one we live in now. So we bought it. I finished up my time on the fire department, and about a year and a couple months ago, we moved down. So ever since then, it's been full-time YouTube.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome. So what attracted you the most to Florida?
The fish.
It wasn't the strippers?
No. Well, I mean, that's a bonus.
Yeah. You're a married man, right?
we got strippers in Oklahoma. So.
But how do they compare to the strippers in Florida? Is the question.
Less teeth.
That's awesome. If you didn't listen to the last podcast, me and Beach Bum have stripper names.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a guest on our podcast. He's never even listened to it.
We told him in the car here.
You're going to be on our podcast.
I was like, Matt, you want to do a podcast tonight? He was like, yeah. He was like, Sean, you want to do it? He was like, y'all have a podcast?
Which I wouldn't expect anything else. I mean, we have not even announced this still to like our audience, other than sharing it in our community tab, which is basically junk. So
that was funny.
So if you don't know, which you wouldn't because you haven't watched these podcasts or listened to these podcasts, but this is Bearded Booty. That's his stripper name.
Yep.
I'm Officer Goodbum. So by the end of this podcast, we need a good stripper name.
Okay.
For Sean.
I don't know.
That's going to be our thing. If you're a guest on our podcast, you leave with a stripper name.
You get a stripper name. So let's
We'll
think long and hard on that one.
Sounds good.
We got one that's a boom.
I don't even know.
It's one of
here.
those.
Oh, I have it turned down.
That's
That is the sound of our audience right now.
crickets. Nobody listening.
But yeah, so what was really cool, and you need to make sure you go subscribe to this man's channel. Why don't you give us like the story behind? You just had an amazing catch, something pretty freaking epic, which you've had several, which is very impressive. We talk about it quite regularly. How many amazing fish you catch, but you just popped something from the kayak that was pretty insane. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, I've always said I'd rather be lucky than good.
Yeah.
And Brad says I'm not good, so I got to be lucky.
Well, and when it comes to fishing, I mean, like that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we went out to target some sailfish. They'd heard they'd been running around in Navarre, that area. So we went out and we're kayak fishing, trolling some live baits. And I was getting bit off by kings with the floor leader, so I got tired of that. Tied on a duster rig, started trolling, got seasick.
Yeah.
Told the
Seasick in the kayak.
Did you hurl?
I've been down that road many times.
Yeah.
So I know when it's coming now.
Sure.
So
Do you like take Dramamine or anything before?
oh yeah, I put a patch on and
Okay.
it's gotten better. The more I go
You
out.
had the patch on and still got seasick?
Oh yeah.
Dang.
Really? So what was it like? What were the rollers like? How rough-
It was like probably 2 foot, but they're real frequent because
I mean,
the wind.
2 foot in a kayak.
Two's legit. Like you 2 foot, you think, oh, it's 2 foot, but like if you get out on the water in 2 foot, even in a boat,
and it was wind
that's
generated.
no joke.
So it was like real frequent.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
that's,
like
that's
up
the
and
worst.
down,
Like white capping and stuff.
Yeah, there's some white cap.
Dude, that's sketchy. Like if you don't know, if you've never been out on a kayak and you're in that situation, even like in a bay or something,
Yeah.
it's scary. When you're out in the dang Gulf of Mexico.
How far offshore were y'all?
We were probably trolling maybe half a mile.
Okay.
Not far. But you get 100.
So even there, I mean, that's fairly deep. I mean,
yeah, we were probably
Like
in
the beach.
40, 45 feet
Yeah.
of water.
That's scary.
that's dangerous.
Yeah. So you're seasick.
Oh yeah, I was seasick, and I was like, "Hey, Jack, I know what's happening."
Jack Moran.
yakking with Jack,
Yakking with Jack.
Yakking with Jack.
Yeah.
and I was like, "Hey, man, I know what's coming, and I don't want to puke in front of you guys." So
Is that
I'm going
embarrassing?
in. Oh yeah,
Be embarrassed.
It's
They make fun of you and stuff.
I don't know.
They've all been seasick though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they have.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I start heading in, and I was like probably 2/3 of the way back to the kayak launch, and the rod just started screaming, and I turn around, look over my shoulder, and there's a 7 to 8 foot sailfish just tail walking.
Dude.
That is so sick.
I'm so jealous.
I
right
know,
now.
man. Like I've never witnessed that in my life.
It was crazy.
That's got to be so
It was,
epic.
yeah, it seems surreal.
Was this your first billfish?
I caught a little sailfish like a few years ago.
Yeah.
But this is like my first real.
So second billfish ever.
Yeah.
That is awesome. From a freaking kayak.
Yeah.
How cool.
So what was it like? I asked you this in the car, but you didn't really go into any detail. What was it? Because I saw the picture of this sailfish, and it's like in your lap
Yeah.
on the kayak. What was it like trying to land that joker on a kayak?
It wasn't. It actually was kind of easy this time around because he got tail wrapped. Like probably 5 minutes into the fight, it just felt like dead weight, and I got him up the kayak, and the line had come around and across his bill, and then back around his tail, and it was just wrapped once. But like I unwrapped it, and he got a little more lively after I unwrapped it. But I had a hold of his bill.
That's how I like to do things. You just lasso, snag, whatever it takes. Get that joker
Just
in
get
the
'em.
boat.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. So it made it a little easier.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were going to tip, like trying to bring him over?
No, he wasn't fighting real hard, so I didn't. It
was no big deal.
No, it wasn't too bad. It
And
wasn't bad
you're
at all.
like, you're a pretty strong guy.
used to be
Ex-firefighter.
Used to be.
Yeah, firefighter. You used to have to throw bodies over your
Yeah.
shoulder, you know, carry them out of burning buildings and stuff.
No, I just eat pizza and fish.
You just told us you don't eat
Yeah,
pizza.
we were trying to
We
order
were gonna
pizza.
order pizza.
Yeah,
You're like,
know.
I don't eat pizza.
Yeah, you can't eat
Well,
pizza.
I can eat certain pizza.
Just
like
not Pizza Hut
gluten
pizza.
free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cauliflower crust.
You got a sensitive
all that
tummy.
Cauliflower
Foo-foo
crust.
food is
Yeah.
what they called it at the fire station.
Well, you're doing good. How old are you?
50.
50. Like, how impressive. I mean, not that 50 is old, but like 50. How many 50-year-olds do you see
Offshore kayak fishing, catching sailfish.
in 2-foot swells? Like, I mean, that's not, I mean, it just doesn't happen every day. I mean,
that is
like,
insane.
I hope that I keep going enough that I can, still feel like I'm capable of doing
Right?
that.
I'm just trying to make it to 50.
I know. It's not 50. 50 is not old at all. It really isn't. But even still, like, I mean,
50 is a new 40.
yeah, I believe it. I'm gonna be 40 in a few years. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm with
It
you,
is
man.
funny how those like ages change as you get older.
I know.
When I was like 20, I was like,
50.
That's like ancient.
That's like my grandma.
right? And now I'm like, 50's not that far
No.
away.
Yeah.
Nope, I can see it coming on the horizon.
Yeah.
So no, but man, that's awesome. That's so cool, sailfish. And I know you've caught like I've seen the Goliath grouper, and you've caught
From the beach.
From the beach, like
How many people
was
have done
fun.
that? How many people have land-based Goliath grouper?
from a beach, feet on the sand, catching Goliath.
Probably not very many.
Probably not. So how'd that work out? That was in Sanibel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which was a really cool place.
That was like one of the few times that like I set out, I had a plan, and like I did everything like I said I was going to,
And it worked.
and it worked.
That
Love it
that
when a
rarely
plan comes together.
That rarely happens.
Yeah, and if you're like Brad, your plans are usually
Way up here.
way high. I've noticed this recently with Brad on
Yeah.
any travel trip that we've done. Brad is like listing off this whole list of things that we're going to accomplish and that's going to happen on the fishing trip, and I'm like, Brad,
Yeah.
bro, like
Optimistic, man.
I mean, I like that, man, but I just try to keep it real.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Try to keep you on the level, but I'm excited to be here on this trip.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've got a lot of really cool opportunities, and these guys talking to them, Land Shark and Ryan on the way down, just hearing them talk about the day that they had today. I'm pretty stoked about it. I mean, so we're here for the Mullet Run,
Yep.
which is an epic thing. And I had my first teeny tiny itsy bitsy taste of it the other day.
Yeah, that was some cool clips, man. Seeing those tarpon bust. And
It was really neat. So, like, we were down here on a trip for several different things, but we were staying in Orlando, and I wanted to set rig fish at Vero Beach, which is not far from here. And so, me and my wife go. We're gonna set rig fish. I'm like getting ready, taking my time in the parking lot, getting set rig tied on. We walk out onto the beach and see these mullet getting destroyed from dang tarpon. I mean, it was
is awesome.
insane. If you haven't seen the video, like I'm sitting there getting my stuff tied up and we're watching, and I just see this tarpon completely sky out of the
Yeah,
water,
that was wild.
and like this rain of mullet going everywhere, and it's like, this is incredible. So I run back to the car, get a lure, throw in them, because back home, if you see fish busting and you throw a lure in them, it's like, oh,
Game on.
this is about to happen.
Yeah.
I was totally disappointed and let down.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Buzzkill.
Yeah, I chased this school of tarpon and mullet, and also we had like all these jacks coming through, and I threw at them like 100 dang times, totally expecting to get 8, and never did.
Nothing.
Yeah, evidently live mullet is way more key. But you watch these videos of these guys down here, like Joey. I told you about his last
Yeah.
video. I mean, he walks out first cast with a hoagie.
Joey's just a different kind of human.
He's a different breed of man.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for him. So, but we're in these guys' turf now.
Yeah.
We're coming down here trying to make videos
See what we can do.
as Gulf coasters, North Gulf coasters, and we're out here on the East Coast trying to be cool like these guys, and I'm kind of nervous about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun though. I'm excited. Like I've never really had an opportunity to like even target a tarpon from the beach.
Right.
So to even have that opportunity is really cool.
Just to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was special.
Got the drone with me. Gonna get some cool shots overhead and.
Yeah, maybe drop like a
Stoked.
mullet. You do have a way to like attach a mullet so we can drop it down and just have like a huge
I
tarpon.
don't, but
come
that
eat
would
it.
be freaking amazing.
That would be so sick.
I have this other drone that has that capability, but it's not working.
Yeah, you told me about that.
I got zip ties.
We could probably rig something up.
I saw there was some duct tape in that cabinet over there.
we can duck it up. That'll work.
I got a question for you, Sean.
Okay.
So a few podcasts back, Beach Bum and I had a little conversation, and if you could be any animal in the ocean, what would it be?
Ooh.
Think about it. This is a tough one, man. There's so many. And, you know, in the comment section from that video, there were so many good suggestions.
Yeah. And if you could guess Beach Bum's answer, I'll give you $50 cash.
Oh, yeah, because you haven't seen it, so you don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Oh, that's good, man. $50.
$50 cash money.
Oh, man.
Probably have to be a mako.
A mako? That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Very fast pelagic
Yeah,
shark.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was a
tasty.
great white.
You're
so
a tasty
very
fella.
similar to you.
Yeah.
We're thinking like top of the food chain kind of thing. Now, do you have any guesses with what Beach Bums might have been?
You're on the wrong trail with Mako.
Think smaller.
Thinking more towards like, I don't know, pompano.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
You're getting close. Whiting is funny.
Whiting,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what what most people would guess.
Yeah, it was close. We'll give you one more shot here, Sean.
Yeah.
Don't blow
Strike
it.
two.
Is it inshore or offshore?
Like
Just
from
give
the
me that
beach.
much.
Yeah.
From the beach.
You can
Okay.
catch from the beach.
Oh, man. Remora.
A parasite. That's not a bad one.
Very similar.
Yeah, that's not a bad. I mean, you just mooch off of somebody else. You don't even have to put in any work.
Yeah.
Not a bad man.
You don't even have to
Freeloader.
swim if you don't want to.
Total freeload. Yes, like minimal effort.
Yeah.
I like that.
That is pretty good.
That's funny.
Remora.
His so he went first, and I was extremely surprised about what his answer was because I was thinking more like sharks,
right.
big fish,
Something super cool.
and
not lame.
Let's hear it, Beach Bum.
Hardhead catfish.
I was like, he said that, and I was like, what?
Okay, so you got to understand, hard-headed catfish. You know, nothing really eats them much. I mean, you know, some things, but they're not like the primo bait out there swimming around. Fishermen don't eat them. Fred doesn't even eat them. Fred, the bird,
Yeah,
the heron. You know, so you're pretty much safe.
Pretty safe, yeah.
Do whatever you want.
guaranteed to survive.
Like if you get caught, like they just throw you back.
Yeah.
You get a free meal.
Ooh, what could you have been like a Portuguese man o' war?
Yeah, anything.
would-
Anything in the ocean?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a fish, but
Yeah.
any creature.
Yeah.
Those things are pretty cool, and they have these. What's like the little. It's like a smaller looking thing that eats the man-o'-wars. Portuguese man-o'-war is basically like a blue jellyfish, essentially, right?
There's smaller things that eat.
And there's
the
so these. I saw one like 3 years ago, and I'm gonna pull up a picture on my Instagram. But there's this other little thing. It's not like a fish, but they eat the Portuguese man-o'-war.
Oh.
And they're supposed to. Some people commented and said that they carry like the same toxin or sting that like the man-o'-war has. But my son was the one that picked it up and brought it to me. he did not get stung or anything.
It didn't sting
No,
him?
he didn't have any issues. But after I posted the picture of people being like asking what this is, everybody was like, "Don't touch it," and I was like, my son was touching it."
That's the thing. Like you got to be careful because everything out there has some way of hurting you, killing you. Even a hardhead catfish. Like it's got to. Honestly, when I was guiding full time, people would always ask me this question: like, "What are you most afraid of out here?" You know, and people are thinking sharks, stingrays, something like that. And I'd always say hardhead catfish. Like that's the most imminent threat to your well-being is getting stung by a hardhead catfish. Everything.
It's called a blue dragon.
Yeah, I've seen those. They're real small though.
Yeah, they're tiny.
So those eat the man-o'-war.
The man-o'-wars.
Okay.
That's how like they get their color and stuff. Really cool thing though. Kelton picked it up and I'm like, I have no idea.
Blue
what
dragon.
That is. Yeah,
yeah. If you're
dragon.
listening to this, go Google
Blue dragon.
Blue dragon.
that's
pretty
pretty
weird looking. Because is that your actual picture?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird looking? It looks like
yeah.
Photoshop
It's like an alien or something.
But like it doesn't
Yeah.
even look real. The picture.
Yeah,
they're
they're
a
crazy.
super weird looking thing. But yeah, I have seen those on the beach. I didn't know they ate the man-o'-war.
Yeah. That's what I heard when I was like quickly Googling.
Well, that's another good answer. What do you want to be as a sea creature?
Blue dragon.
I mean, that sounds so cool.
Yeah.
That would be a cool tattoo.
That would be. You should get it.
Yeah.
You get it like behind your ear.
Yeah. It'll look good while I'm in the tub.
Speaking, you were saying tub time. You were saying that the hardhead catfish was like something you were scared of or whatever. We got a buddy that had a little run-in with a hardhead catfish.
Oh,
he was doing some beach guiding and like he was running a trip. And somebody had like buried a hardhead catfish in the sand, and he stepped on it and got the barb in the bottom of his foot.
Yeah.
In the middle of the trip.
That's the worst.
They had to like rip the barb out of the fish. He had it in his foot. The people, luckily, there was like during turtle season, and so the turtle people were out there on their little gator or whatever.
They're Johnny on it.
Yeah, and so they drove him back to his car, and his customers had to drive him to the ER.
Dang.
Crazy. I can't imagine.
So I just recently in a video, I posted this as a reel too. And in the video at the time, like I knew what it was, but I called it a skate, but it is a lesser electric ray. And I just recently stepped on one. Again, I've stepped on them before. Have you ever experienced that?
I have not.
It is the most startling experience.
Scares the poop out of you.
Yes, like I mean,
like hard shock, or is it like
you never felt one before? Lesser electric ray. So I've touched like the dog fences, the electric dog fences. I'd say it's a little more intense than that.
Really?
Yeah. But I've never been tased. I doubt it's that intense. I wouldn't think. I mean, tasing sounds like you know.
Yeah, I don't think it's like tasing.
Yeah.
You'd be like falling over in the water.
I like pee my pants or something and, pass out.
That's scary.
Yeah.
And it's like right off the beach.
Oh, yeah. And these, so, like I don't ever really shuffle my feet unless I'm getting in the water and I can't see the bottom. Because typically what you're trying to not step on is a stingray.
Yeah, do a little stingray shuffle.
Right. So you're just trying to make sure that they scurry off. But if I can see, which the water was flat, calm, and clear, you can see that there's no stingrays. Because the stingrays don't generally bury down.
Yeah.
And even if they do,
completely.
they're not real sneaky.
Yeah.
Like you can usually see a stingray.
Yeah.
But these things, they bury completely. You can be looking right at them and you ain't going to see them. Like they're like completely under
do
the
they
sand.
have stingers too, or just the shock?
I don't think so. I'm not 100% on that. I would need to look that up, but I'm pretty sure they don't have stingers. But it like you can look it up, and they have like what the voltage is or can be from one of these things, and it's pretty intense. I can't remember what it was, but I've stepped on. That's the second one that I know that I've stepped on. I've stepped on other stuff too. I don't know if it was those or the stargazers, because the stargazers will get you too. But
have you ever got a cattle prod? Somebody ever got you with the?
no, Brad may have. He grew up farm life.
No, I never got a person with it, but we definitely hit some pigs and some sheep. And
Oh yeah, you did some of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not acting right. You gotta get them moving.
we used to keep one at the fire station.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So
this is before you could get in really bad trouble for hurting somebody. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
We need to hear some more details on this, Sean.
Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, there's almost a couple fights over that deal. Like, you do it again, and I'm gonna.
Yeah.
It probably does not feel good. I can't imagine.
No, it doesn't. No, I've gotten it. Yeah, and
Oh,
it
man.
literally will like scare
cripple
you to
you.
death when you don't know it's coming too. Like you're sitting in a recliner watching TV, and someone comes up and.
They can't hear you now.
We got to talk into the mic,
Sorry.
Sean.
That's where the headphones. We learned our lesson because
Yeah.
Brad talks back here like
The whole
time,
first
the whole first
podcast.
time. And you can't hear yourself.
Yeah. So you're sitting in a recliner watching a movie, and someone come up behind you and zap you under the armpit with it.
Yeah, I don't think
that's-
I'd be cool with that one.
Oh no,
I bet there's some really weird stuff that happens in a firehouse with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
it can get pretty crazy.
Is it like one of those things? What happens in the firehouse stays in the firehouse.
pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah.
like there's a code.
I mean, if you can be prosecuted for it, then definitely.
I'm sure there's a little bit of that going on.
So you retired from that, and
Yeah.
now you fish full time, create content. I think I just saw movement out there.
Or not Uber.
We have some food
yeah.
coming. Is there a person standing there? I don't know.
They're supposed to just drop it off.
Oh, really? They don't even.
yeah.
They don't even knock on the door.
I'll check real quick.
There may be. I saw something caught my attention out there.
I bet it's there.
Is it food?
Or somebody just took our food.
Did somebody steal our food? So we ordered. What was that place? What'd you get?
Duffy's.
Duffy's. So we're here in Jupiter, Florida. We got Duffy's. We're filming a podcast. Thank you. Heck yeah, we got food. We're almost at our 30-minute break here, and we're gonna chow down on some food.
Brad chose
Duffy's.
not to get the atomic wings this time.
Yes.
Yeah, last time I got the atomic ones, I couldn't even eat them on the next morning. Oh my
You felt it.
Weird
Like they were so good. Like the flavor was delicious. Sometimes you get really spicy stuff and it just tastes like crap. The flavor was so good, but oh my goodness, it was hot.
So what'd you
I
order
love
this time?
Nashville hot. So it's still gonna be a little spicy, but it's not gonna make me feel like I'm dying.
So you like hot stuff?
I love hot stuff. Yep. Put it on everything.
I like semi-hot, but like he goaded me into trying one, and
No,
I couldn't
just
feel.
say, hey, you want to try one? You're like,
No,
yeah,
you did.
I'll
You
try
sat there
it.
and called me names for like 10 minutes until I did.
You should be used to that.
Coming from
the
a fire department, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't feel my lips for like.
Really?
3
That
hours.
intense?
Dude, it's hot.
It was
We'll
bad.
get them tomorrow.
So you've done some of those challenges, like the one chip and the gummy bears,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Like, how's
The
it compared to that?
spicy noodles.
Like, was it on that level or worse?
It was probably not that bad, but I mean, this is like I had 10 of them. Like this was my meal. I didn't eat all 10 of them.
Was this the highest level hot that they had?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
So you went for it.
It is probably the hottest because a lot of wing places will be like, oh, this is the hottest sauce ever, and then you get it and it's like really not that hot.
Sure.
So I mean, I'll get the
So
hottest.
you don't believe them.
You're right.
You're like, whatever.
So usually, anytime I go to a wing place, I get the hottest ones they have because it's usually not that hot. And this one was hot. Like that was probably the hottest wings I've ever had. From
Did they have a
restaurant.
warning like, hey, this is actually hot?
I don't think so. I mean, when the first word is atomic, you probably should.
Should-
like,
yeah.
That's the warning.
Here's your sign.
That's the warning.
So
But-
the hottest thing I ever ate, which really has turned me off to hot stuff. Like I don't do hot stuff. I went to this place in downtown Mobile. Roosters. It just popped in my head. Yeah, the name of it was Roosters. It's like a Tex-Mex kind of place or whatever. But I got this chicken, and it was like it had some kind of drizzle on it, some kind of sauce. And
Diablo chicken or something.
I don't know. I can't remember what it was called, but that sauce, like I couldn't breathe. I'm not like a hardcore hot person, but I enjoy some spice.
Yeah.
And so I thought I'd be okay. Because again, like you said, I mean, most restaurants you go to and you order something, especially something that's not like, top of the list of a wing place,
Right.
usually isn't that spicy.
Right.
But that one got me.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I ain't doing that again.
There's so each year the one chip challenge they come out with like the 2022 one or whatever. And I've been seeing a lot of things on social media where people are doing that chip and having to go to the hospital,
Really?
having like high blood pressure, palpitations, and like.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
good
it's,
stuff.
it's just not worth it. Like,
No.
why put yourself through that?
I mean like
that's
I like
bad enough.
spicy stuff.
Yeah,
like
but-
it's got a lot of flavor. It's really good, and it just like makes your mouth sweat a little bit. The one chip challenge is like meant to hurt you.
painful.
It's not meant to taste good. It's just meant to be brutal.
I know Jack Motley's into some of that stuff.
Yeah.
He's hardcore.
But that's not the worst part when you eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
worst part's later.
pooping it out.
Oh,
Burn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not fun. That's how it was with those spicy wings.
Really?
Oh my god.
yeah.
That like my entire stomach was just on fire the next day, and I was like, oh,
That hurts. Did it hurt when you pooped?
yep.
That sucks.
It's like we don't need to go into detail.
Why not,
Yeah,
Brad?
It's not
We
fun.
can talk about it.
It's like pooping lava. If you could just imagine lava coming out of your butthole, that's what
Was that the morning then? when
you
we-
asked for it, Matt. You asked for it.
That's a great description.
Wasn't that the morning we got to the pier and then you're like, I gotta go.
Yep.
And then it was locked.
Yeah,
bathroom was locked.
they were cleaning the bathroom, and I had to wait for them to get done cleaning.
Bro,
And there was a
that's-
line. Thankfully, the other guys just had to pee, and I was like, "I'm gone."
Get out of my way.
Yeah, I think that's enough of talking about pooping hot wings. let's get off of that.
I like how we just talk about whatever on this podcast. They look at the gas.
we knew the burp was
coming out.
coming. We just ate dinner.
We took a break. We ate dinner, so there might be some gases,
Brewskis.
coming out.
But I'm interested to hear a little more about.
Oh my gosh, we can't keep doing that.
Sorry, I'm interested to hear a little bit more about some of the firehouse shenanigans. You mentioned a cattle prod.
Yeah, that one's
Was
pretty
there any
interesting.
like practical jokes that y'all did a lot? Like, I mean, I'm sure y'all did stuff every day. Was there like a go-to or?
Oh, I mean, there's like it can get like out of hand like really quick.
I bet.
Yeah,
Like guys
like inappropriate.
Well, you do it to the wrong guy.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, I don't play that. And then
Tough
Like,
guy.
well, you
Next
do
thing-
now.
Welcome to the game.
yeah, you come in and there's like 250 screws in your gear locker, holding it shut.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Something like that. There's another time.
Is that like your fire gear?
It's like your uniform and everything.
Okay, but not like if the bell rang.
No,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
still throw
That
on
doesn't
your
sound
fire
very
gear.
safe. I'm not feeling good about my safety right now.
Welcome to Tulsa Fire Department.
No, and there's another guy that didn't want to. He's like, just leave me alone, and they didn't leave him alone. And
Of course, yeah. If you show your cards, you can't show your cards. You
and
can't let it know.
like the next shift, the guy that was doing it came in and like every single pocket on his pants and his shirt were sewn shut with Kevlar thread.
Oh my goodness, that's a good one.
They'd taken like all his uniforms home and like spent the whole 2 days off sewing everything shut.
That's commitment. I bet, man. That's fun though.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
not,
that's-
not
I
for
mean,
the guy
it's
that
not-
got his pockets sewn shut,
Yeah,
but
but he had it coming.
Because I mean, you're stuck with like, what's your schedule on that? You're 2 days.
24 on, 48 off.
Okay,
hours.
so you're spending 24 straight hours with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's like your second family.
Yeah. So you gotta play all these fun and games.
bunch of
and,
bros hanging
yeah.
out like a frat house kind of.
like college all over
Just
again.
no beer. There's
had-
no. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you can't drink.
I won't.
That's probably frowned upon.
There might have been a few drinks my last shift. We had a new kid. I'm going to leave him nameless.
Okay, yeah, who will remain nameless?
And good kid, but a little hard headed. Didn't want to listen.
Yeah.
He kept messing with the off shift, saying, "Hey, you guys aren't doing this something right." And we're like, "You gotta stop, man. You're a rookie.
Yeah.
You
Can't be telling people what to
yeah."
do.
And he wouldn't listen. And so, like the other shift, I was the captain on his shift. The other shift came in and they're like, "Hey, we've warned him, and he keeps it up." I was like, "Hey, man, you guys do what you got to do. He won't listen to me either."
Yeah.
And so they like unleashed a fury on him.
Oh.
They like he
Tell
came
me
in,
more.
He came in one morning, opened. I still don't know how they did this. It defies all logic and like physics. They stuffed his gear locker full of leaves, and they got it, his uniform and everything. They got it so full that when he like turned the key and opened it, it like boom, like
Busted out.
busted open, and leaves just went everywhere, like they were under pressure.
I'm trying to think through like how.
And
do
his
you
locker
do
was
that?
locked, so I mean they had to have like taken the hinges off, but I don't know how they could pack all that in there. I mean, I don't know.
That's
Did they
cre-
cut a hole in the
that's
top
creative.
or something?
I was like really impressed. But the best one was like one that we didn't find out until we got a fire next, and
Oh,
They take
again. I'm not feeling good about my
Yeah.
safety.
they took powdered Kool-Aid, and like they filled his gloves with it. They poured it in his helmet. So after that, we're like, what's wrong? Oh, I almost said his name. They're like, what's wrong with him? And we're looking. He's like, looks almost like he's bleeding. And like
He's like
got
sweating.
red streaks just
Right
running down
down.
his face, and
That's so good.
and he takes his gloves off, and his hands are beat red. I mean, just bright
Oh my
red.
gosh.
I mean, where do you come up with this stuff, man? It's
when you're locked
20
in a room
24
like that
hours.
for 24
You
hours
got
time
a lot
with
of
nothing
time.
to do.
Yeah.
A lot of
Oh
time.
man. So what's like the worst prank that somebody did to you?
Oh, jeez.
Like, were you like one
the
of those
one
guys?
the
like,
one-
don't play. I don't play.
Oh no, I was like always.
you were all in it.
Yeah.
That
The
doesn't
one
surprise
I hated was the black cats in the shower.
Like the fireworks?
Yeah, like you being taking a shower.
I was thinking like a legit black cat. Right?
that was like the one thing that like it would make me mad. I didn't let anybody know it made me mad.
That's right, you can't let people know.
No. But man, it's so loud. You're in that tile shower, and it's like somebody shooting a gun right next to your head, and
Jeez.
it's so loud. Yeah, I hated that.
I think there's a lot of people, especially in the world of social media, that don't understand. You can't show people. You think it would be obvious, but you can't show people what bothers you.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Because if you do,
You're screwed.
they're coming after you. So
Oh.
like you think that's basic knowledge, but it's not. I've noticed several instances where people show their cards, and it's like, oh,
it's over.
there you go.
Yeah.
We know now.
Now we're gonna torture you every minute of
Yeah.
your life.
Okay, all right. This is the best story as far as like jacking with people and stuff.
Is
This is my
this going
story.
to be like title and thumbnail worthy?
Huh? I don't know. It could be. It's just this is like what you don't do. Like both of these were two like my favorite guys that I ever worked with. And
Tony.
No, Tony was there. Tony witnessed this, but he was not involved in it. But two different guys, like totally personality, like opposite, about as opposite as you can get. But they're both good guys, and one of them liked to call himself the voice of reason.
That was self-proclaimed.
I am the voice of reason.
And
Oh, wait, hang on.
I am the voice of reason.
And Sean
didn't hear
Sean
any
has
of
no
that.
clue.
He don't know
No,
what to
sorry, go ahead.
that's all
Continue.
right. And but I love the guy, great guy, but you don't say stuff like that.
No.
And
No, I know that.
and the other guy is like one of my favorite guys of all time. He would like find the chink in the armor,
Of course.
and he would just go to town like no other. I mean, he was. He made me mad a few times too. But so I don't remember what we're doing, but he's like, you can't make me mad. You can't. The voice of reason says, you can't make me mad.
Say it one more time.
You can't make me mad.
No, say the voice of reason.
The voice of reason.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
And-
You have no clue what we're doing.
And he's like, you can't make me flash. And then
Flash.
yeah, like blow up.
Oh, okay.
Like in a
Was
fit
he
of
an
rage.
old guy or something?
No.
That sounds like I've never heard that one.
He's like, there's no way you can make me flash. And
Wait, I'm thinking it's something completely different. What are you doing in that firehouse?
that's a term. That's a term we use for like losing your cool.
Okay. I'm not down with the lingo. Is that what the cool kids say? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or the old kids.
I'm pretty old, so. But we'll go ahead and name Jake because we all love Jake. So Jake, like his eyes lit up.
So now this is not the voice of reason.
Right.
This is the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
When he said, "You cannot make me flash."
Okay.
I mean, you could see Jake's face just light up, like challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
So, for like the next 3 weeks, he just needled and prodded like the voice of reason.
The voice of reason.
He does not like to be touched, and so Jake would poke him, just come up, just start poking him, or come up, give him a big hug, and he hated it. And so like you could just see it building. It's just slowly building. And one night we're doing dishes, and that's like a family affair. Like everybody comes over, you got guys rinsing, washing, drying, and Jake was making mad. He's taking suds and like putting suds on top of his head.
Tough times.
So I was just thinking,
We're having tough times.
this is tough time at the fire department.
And he like poked him in the ribs, and that was just the straw that broke the camel's
did.
That
back.
made him flash.
Oh snap!
This guy's a big dude. He like benches like 400.
And this is who again?
The voice of reason.
And he loses it, and you just see like it's almost like his eyes rolled back in his head,
Like blacked out.
Yeah, and he double hand shoved Jake right in the chest. Just leave me alone, and shoved him.
We have a bleep.
Okay, then he said, "Leave me the."
Almost.
I missed it. I can do it in post. One more time. Let's try it again.
Leave me the alone, Jake.
I got it that time.
All right. And he literally, Jake, 2-hand shove to the chest. He came up off the floor and like went into the cabinets, like above we had the countertop. He like went up on the countertop into the cabinets.
Jake did?
Yeah. And we're all sitting there like, oh God.
He's dead.
There's knives right there, above the sink. And I was just like, oh, I'm the captain. I'm going to go to jail.
And Jake's the Shark Tank guy, right?
No, this is different Jake.
Never
No.
mind. I was going to say, because he's a big dude too.
Yeah. Well, the Jake I was talking, he's like a big MMA guy. So, I mean, he could hold his own. That was another thing. He would, like, it'd make the other guy mad because he could wrestle him down to the floor and, like, not
Make him
up.
look like a little.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm thinking, oh my God, this is going to be awful. And then Jake like comes up and he's like, hey man, I'm sorry. And he's like, get the from me. And I was like, Jake, just go away. Go. Leave him alone. Because I didn't want it going past that.
Right.
And so we were like sitting there, everybody's like, we're doing the dishes, and like everybody's like just on pins and needles. We're like,
You're like, somebody please call 911. We need to break this up. We need a call to go on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And about 5 minutes later, I went into the watch booth where we've got a microphone and a speaker. And this is probably for your all's time, but there's a movie, Flash Gordon.
Well,
Yeah.
You remember the Queen made the song for it?
I don't.
But like, because we always, we're talking about guys flashing, so I put
Right.
that on the loudspeaker.
Can you give us a little sample of that
Yeah,
song?
can you sing it for us?
No, I really.
Come on. Just a quick tune.
You got it.
You can do this.
Flash Gordon.
Okay, yeah.
Now
I remember now. Yeah.
Okay. And like, so that kind of like diffused it a little bit.
That
The
brought it
tension brought it down. But yeah, but like we talked about that for like years. That was like, looking back, it's hilarious.
Well,
You're like, the voice of
like,
reason almost killed him.
yeah, it took like a few weeks though to build up to
Yeah.
that point.
But the funny thing is those two ended up like,
Best friends,
they were like tight.
Besties.
Like, yeah. Like,
doing tub time together and stuff.
after all this was done, like, he would like you could hug him.
Yeah.
And like before you touched him, he's like, "What's wrong with you, man?"
So that broke him down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all cracked him.
Yep.
So did that happen pretty often, like where people got in legit fight? I mean, I guess I don't know how much
Not
of
very.
a fight.
In
but,
the old like
physical.
back earlier on, it like the newer fire department, is like a lot more. I don't know what you put it.
Liberal.
Yeah, politically correct.
Yeah.
You can get in trouble for jacking with guys too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And so,
we've gotten solved.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, there's like a happy median somewhere,
Yeah.
because a lot of things would go like way too far.
Oh, I bet.
And then like,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's somewhere in the middle would have been
Better.
Yeah. But
Yeah, some guys don't know when to
When
Yeah.
to stop.
back it down.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's all there's a point. Having good fun.
the first fire station I worked at,
I like these firehouse
Yeah.
stories.
it got to that point where there were like tears
Oh.
and you guys just don't know when to quit.
Oh man! Wow. So you broke a grown man down.
No, I was not involved in that.
Oh, this wasn't you.
I just witnessed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. That's hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Things got real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like back like probably maybe right when I got hired on, maybe a year or two after, like if like somebody like really ticked you off bad, like there were guys on the department like back then, you could pay them $50 and they'd take them out back and whoop them.
Really? That sounds like mob stuff.
This is like way back in the day, though, huh?
Yeah, this
You
is
did-
like 90, like early 90s.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dang.
I was still a wee little child.
Yeah.
Mid 90s probably. Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause what you did 25 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came on like right when they were starting to tone that stuff down.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah. I can't believe it's only been 5 years since you first visited Florida.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
That still blows my mind. Like with what you've accomplished.
It feels like home now. I
Yeah.
mean, like
It is.
100%.
Because I mean, you've caught some stuff that probably people that have been here their whole lives haven't accomplished.
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
a good listener to like when people start talking about fishing.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
I pay attention.
to do what you've done, you've got to learn a few things and put in the time. Like catching Goliath, grouper from land, sailfish from a kayak. It's pretty epic stuff. What else have you done?
Heck of a fisherman.
What's another thing you point to that's like
I mean, fishing one?
yeah.
Fishing ones?
you've caught Cubera
Yeah, not a big one though.
that you
But
thought was
it was
mangrove?
more than we caught the last time we were here though.
You talking about? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. If Brad ever said, if you're ever hanging out with Brad for any reason, he's like, "Hey, I know this really cool Cubera spot. We're gonna hammer him." Don't listen to him. Don't trust him.
Yeah.
We were duped. We had a good time last trip,
It was fun, yeah.
but we spent a lot of money on bait.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, we seriously, between everything, probably was pushing $1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it
I know
was.
that's what you titled it. That's crazy.
It was
Like,
I
we
should've probably chipped in
we
a little bit.
just left the bait store. Yeah.
I bought breakfast
Thanks,
one
Beach
morning.
Bum.
Well, I bought breakfast
Yeah,
one
you
morning.
bought a couple
But
meals.
I was like, I was like, yeah, that's probably me
You're like, yeah,
contributing.
I'll pick up the $100 breakfast.
But
Y'all
the-
get the $1,000 bait.
Well, I didn't know you were going to keep killing them. I mean, that was the problem.
Yeah, we just left the bait store that we bought a bunch of those live croakers from, and they are $4 a piece.
Now, they're more now than, aren't they? Because they weren't that much
No,
then.
that's right. Yeah,
That's what they were?
$48 a dozen.
Oh, dang. I thought-
until we went to when we went to the other place, they were more. They were $5 a piece.
Oh, jeez.
we should move here and get into the
Start a
croaker.
croaker business?
I'm good at catching little fish.
You are.
I can make a business out of that.
I mean, if they're gonna eat croaker, they probably eat whiting.
I could hammer the whiting.
Can you imagine dropping down? Can
Those wings are coming back up. So what'd you get this time?
Got the burps.
What was it?
Nashville hot.
Nashville Hot.
Yeah, it was good.
Not the atomic, but the
No.
Nashville Hot still gas the gas. Going.
Yeah, we've had a couple beers tonight too. So,
That'll do it.
but I mean, if you dropped a 16-inch whiting in front of one of those big
They
snooky
just
snooks,
smoke it.
yeah.
You remember when the ladyfish would come through at night? That got crazy.
Matt was already leaving the pier. Like they would catch these ladyfish that were like
Oh,
giants,
yeah? I
like
didn't see all
2
that.
foot, like wide as crap.
Yeah.
and they would just hook them whole,
Drop
and
'em
drop
down.
them out onto the beach, and they would get freaking smoked.
Snook, man, they don't care.
They just get mad and they eat.
We had an idea, and we want to try to figure.
I'd still like to try this.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
we
it's
need to search on the
probably not legal,
yeah,
but it'd
the
be cool.
walls of this. But
So, Sean, I'll ask you, how long do you think a largemouth bass could survive in salt water?
Oh, I got no idea. That's way beyond my pay grade.
Because that's the question we
I know
need an answer to.
I was thinking they would survive like a little bit.
now,
Matt's
behind being
like
legal.
they would die like instantly.
But I don't know.
Now we did talk to the FWC about the officers out there, about using the mangrove snapper.
Right.
And it's 100% legal as long as it's a legal catch.
Sure, which
and
makes
in
sense.
season.
Makes sense.
And I mean, is there anything against putting a freshwater fish in salt water?
Well, I
mean,
think-
it'd be the same
don't
thing,
know.
wouldn't it?
I think it's the determination of a game fish. Because
Yeah.
even though a fish is regulated, doesn't mean that it's a game fish. Just like pompano. Pompano is not a game fish, but like redfish, trout, stuff like
You
that.
can
So
use redfish and trout though. I asked.
you can use them for bait.
Yeah. If
For-
it's
that's
it's
from the one guy though. Like one.
no, I emailed. I
Oh, you
emailed
did?
FWC.
Oh, okay. Well, I
And-
trust that a little bit more. Like, because if you just talk to any random,
I guarantee
they may
you
not
a
know.
trout. A snook will smoke like a 20-inch trout.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
That would be so cool.
But how much cooler would it be to drop a largemouth bass?
like a 5-pounder.
We want so that answer
not
this for
5
us.
pounder.
If you're listening or watching and you have any like actual knowledge on this subject or can do some pretty good research, let us know what the laws would be if we could
Yeah.
use a largemouth bass. Take it to Juneau Pier, hook it up, drop it down. I mean, we would get a lot of hate because people are like, oh,
you
it's-
killed an LMB.
yeah. But this is fishing, and there's plenty of largemouth bass, just like there's
Yeah,
plenty of every other.
especially down here in Florida. They are everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we should definitely drop a largemouth bass.
I smell that.
Sean. You're gonna treat us like your fire department? God.
Oh, you just gotta love good farting and burping jokes. I mean, we've
That's why I give you the full experience.
we've talked about pooping, farting, burping. So hopefully you're not.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, hopefully you're not offended by lame humor.
Yeah. You might be throwing up in your car right now, but
Yes.
I'm over here with my shirt over my nose because I don't want to smell it.
Yeah.
It's dramatic.
I forget. Brad is like very. He can't do bad smells.
No.
So.
Oh, are you a
I forgot
gagger?
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Thanks
bait.
for showing my cards.
Yeah, I know,
Wow.
that's right, bro. Yeah.
There's the chink in the armor.
Yeah.
I'm locking my door tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna put a dead mullet in your
They
bed.
got we got a gagger, or we had a gagger.
I know you told me some
station.
stories. I don't want to hear all that.
Stink. This is stink ball, the fart
Yeah.
spray.
Yeah, which stinks. That'd probably get you.
Yeah.
We need to get some. That's good. Brad does
Never
not do
going
bad
out of town
smells.
with these guys again.
Oh man, we got some good stuff coming your way. I still smell it. I'm not even kidding. That was a good one.
He literally walked away from the table. He was like 5 steps from his room and just let it rip in the kitchen instead of walking in his
I
room.
just wafted it all in here. Yes, well, we will drop a largemouth bass at some point off of Juneau Pier.
Yeah, if y'all tell us it's legal.
Yeah, we just got to find out.
But
I think that'd be cool.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I definitely want to try it. But
That sounds cool. But I'm sure there's people that are offended by that.
oh yeah,
It's crazy how offended people can get about stuff like that.
Yeah.
That fish.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't fish, I get it. If you're
Right.
like, I don't fish because it's cruel and all that, like, I can respect that.
like who doesn't want to see a freaking giant snook eat a bass?
Yeah. Sounds awesome.
Why would you not want to see that?
I mean, that would be really cool to
Yeah,
see.
I'm game.
Yeah. Let's do it.
But
Well,
Sean,
yeah, Sean, it's good having you on.
it was good
buddy.
having you here until you just like stunk up
I-
the whole house.
I'm going to retract that statement. It's not good having you here.
We should have left you back
It
home.
smells bad now.
God, what kind
I
of
don't
guest
smell
are you?
I smell nothing.
He's like guaranteed it's
Yeah.
not gonna smell. 5 seconds later, what?
Oh my god.
He's like, oh, I forgot to tell you, I can't smell.
Yeah. Please rate this podcast 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10, whatever they may be.
Yeah, top of the line.
Just disregard the content itself. Just give us the good rating.
Just because we're nice people.
We're just trying to get started here. We're just trying to
Yeah.
make our way in this world, and we just need all the help that we can get.
Yeah,
So support us
it's been fun so far though. I've enjoyed it.
any way you can.
Yeah,
Tomorrow we're
Sean?
going after tarpon.
yeah. I am looking forward.
We're
to
gonna
it.
get on them and snook.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, just like
Let's
this
do it.
podcast.
This podcast is awesome.
It is the best podcast in the world. Better than Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, we're getting after it now.
Woohoo, baby! I'm about to go get me a tarpon. Yeah. Oh, come on, Sean. Sean, let it rip. What you got, Sean? Woo! I just want to say, hey, Tony, how you doing, bud?
What's going on now?
Say something.
Hey. Oh, and don't forget, don't mess with the voice of reason. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch y'all on the next one.